What a fun opening day of competition it was for the Swatch Pro. Silvana Lima got radical. We had some big names sent into round 2 with big performances from some of the underdogs on the top 17. Great performances on the rights and the lefts, and reverses from some of the most famous to do so, like Lakey Peterson, as we digest a quick opening day. Finishing round 1, it's barely getting into the early afternoon here in San Clemente, California. Thanks for joining us for the WSL Post Show. Joe Trappell, alongside former world champ Martin Potter, pipe legend Strider Wazalewski. Fun to get things started on an opening day of competition, even when it's small pots. This place is so rippable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and that little highlight package, we only served 6 heats today, and we've got so much good stuff to look at, and some upsets to go along with that. So it's been a great day.
Strider, and they called it off for the afternoon, knowing that we do have more swell that are looking pretty promising, especially next week.
Yeah, you know, we've got some great waves still on hand, but as we speak right now, the wind is just coming through the set here, and we can feel that onshore flow coming, and that's why they called it off. It's supposed to get up to 25 miles an hour out there on that west wind, which is just going to crumble up the lineup, tear it to pieces. So a good call. You know, what we saw this morning, though, are you kidding me?
It's a good air wind, though.
Well, it's going to be really hard. The wind's going to be so strong that the faces are even going to be chopped up. So, but you're right. You can get some air.
As soon as you're talking about that, I'm feeling the wind pick up. One person that capitalized, though, on that last tee with aggression, fresh off her first win at the U.S. Open, Sage Erickson is with Rosie Hodge.
Thanks so much, Joe. Well, Sage, I've got so many questions, but I guess we'll start with, you're one of the ladies doing double duty on both tours, doing the QS and the CT events. Notice that you missed the 6,000 in Pantene. What is the motivation behind that decision?
Yeah, well, for me, I've been competing for 8 years on the QS, and this being my 5th year on the tour, so I've doubled up every single year. And with the win, I was still almost like in frantic mode, like I need to get to Pantene, and you know, Tom, my coach, and everyone's like, hey, you're fine, like just relax, like, and I mean, I love that place so much, but I think, you know, there's a different perspective and way that I'm going this year, and not focusing on what results I need on the QS, but what I have right in front of me here. And I don't want to just survive on this tour. I want to do well, and sometimes it takes a long time to, you know, choose your focuses and actually like work towards that side of things. So I think doing both tours really kind of like crosses up that mentality, and yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
And you mentioned at the U.S. Open that you wanted to be a contender. How are you enjoying that role?
Yeah, you know, coming into this event, I was a little nervous. I was like, I haven't been a champ before, and I was thinking, you know, how do I go about it? And I think that's where I started getting in my head again, and that's what's cost me things in the past. So I've just, you know, brought it back to the simple basics, and Tom's kept me level-headed. He's like, even though you're the U.S. champ and all, you know, like, we still need to figure out the right board and the right waves, and I think I respect his judgment so much, and definitely not getting too big for my boots whatsoever. So yeah, it was a big heat win. Malia and Nikki are amazing, and Courtney and Lakey got me fired up. I can't even do those maneuvers, so I'm like, okay, I should stick to my strengths because that's their strengths, and they're killing it. So.
Sage coming in with a lot of momentum. We can't wait to see what you do in the rest of the event. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you so much, Rosie. Sage on fire, took over the lead for their start. So aggressive on the opening exchange. That's kind of been the biggest change I've seen in the last couple of years. Back-to-back sixes. That was kind of a coach's dream. You come in, you said you did exactly what was in the game plan, and Sage looks comfortable into round 3 pots.
Yeah, she does. I mean, to start the heat on the first wave, drop a good score, and then finish with the last wave and maintain that lead all the way through. That was just a perfectly structured heat, and I like the fact she said she's not going to get too big for her boots. You know, it's still a long way to go, and just stick to her guns. I think she's on a good track.
Well, one thing I want to ask Wastradamus, that's what Waz calls himself when he starts predicting things. Did you see Keely Andrew getting the win this morning and sending #1 in the world, Tyler Wright, in round 2?
You know, you never see anything like that. But what Keely did in this heat was, she literally went John on that one turn, just threw body torque and energy into a really small section and made it look really big. And that's something you have to do against surfers like Tyler Wright, who's going to come out, she's going to put numbers up. You can see how fluid and strong she is. So, but these waves that she got, Keely looks so strong, linking turns together and having fun, really looks strong. And no, I didn't see her winning, but you know what? She did. this was the wave that she did it on, and this turn right here. Whoa! Are you kidding?
Yeah,
that was a
amazing.
beautiful turn.
What a great combo. Potts, sometimes you can't even sit still when you see Keely wind up for that top turn hack. It's definitely her weapon on tour.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, she's growing as a competitor. She's growing on the tour as, you know, right before our eyes. I mean, and she's looking better and better and better every year, and I think she's got a massive future ahead of her. I don't think we've seen anything close to her best yet. I mean, if you watch this young lady free surf up on the Goldie, she's doing stuff that you know, all these other ladies are doing above the lip. So we have not seen the best from Keely Andrew yet, and an amazing performance. I didn't see her winning this heat either, but quietly surprised, and I think she's going to go a long way. We
saw Keely there just chatting things with Lakey Peterson and preparing for another big day. We'll see Keely straight into round 3, courtesy of a 7-1-7. And even though round 1 results haven't really told the story of event winners this season, we haven't had an event winner go undefeated in all the rounds on the way to a final, but it is a chance where a surfer like Tyler Wright could have that Jeep yellow jersey in jeopardy. And also when you think about surfers in the draw that are lower on the rankings, but they're world champions. We had a world title heat. Steph Gilmore, 6-time world champ. Carissa Moore in the matchup, but they didn't take the win. Silvana Lima took them down and went straight to round 3. Potts, how'd she get it done?
Well, she got it done with high-performance surfing. You know, Carissa Moore came out the blocks firing with a 7.0, and it was kind of, the riding was sort of on the wall. Silvana started slow, so did Steph. You know, Silvana slipped on her very first wave, but then, I don't know, just reeled it in a bit and sort of pulled things back. But even her surfing at 80% is radical. It's on edge, it's spontaneous, it's radical, and I think that's the kind of stuff she's got to do. Maybe just pull back a little bit, get the ball rolling first, and then unleash some big turns. I thought this is just sign of things to come maybe for Silvana. She's had a bad year so far. This is going to just do wonders for her confidence.
It seemed like the numbers going her way there, Strider. The message was clear. If you go for something radical out the back, the judges will reward you. Silvana doing the reverse, stole the win off of two of the legends of the sport.
Well, you know, she loves this size of wave, too, so that kind of played into her favor. I think Silvana, she actually surfs really big. She does great maneuvers. She's got a great choice of wave selection, and she rode a little bit bigger board. I think that it would kind of define it a little more for her, and we'd get to see that more. And that's what Coco Ho did. Remember, she stepped up the length a little bit. You could see the board movement better, and the judge is taking great notice, so she's been on a tear. I think Silvana could take a little bit of a page out of that book, get a little bit more board under her feet, and start to accentuate those turns.
The thing about Silvana, though, for me anyway, she can get big scores doing the airs, but remember that 10-point rider bell she got? Purely turns, and it was in sort of 6 to 8 foot waves. So, I mean, she's no slouch when it comes to just solid maneuvers as well.
So impressive, never holding back, which is incredible. So that's the big message from round 1. We've got Gilmore, Carissa Moore, and Tyler Wright dealing with round 2. These are all surfers that are only on tour to win world titles. Thinking of the world title race, Sally Fitzgibbons. She's in a great spot. Maybe one of her best starts she's had in a while. She looked pretty comfortable today, Potts. What'd you think?
Yeah, she did. I mean, she had to work for that, though. Bronte McCauley dropped the bomb right at the end, and, well, she had to answer back. But I was really impressed with Bronte's backhand surfing. I think she's looking sharper than she has been. You know, obviously, Dad's with her again, but you know, Sally got up with 5 seconds to go, Joe. This wasn't an easy route through round 1 for her. She had to perform at a high level. She had to really pull out all the stops. I was really proud of the way Bronte attacked this heat. You know, I think maybe that one backside snap could have gone a little higher, maybe put a little bit more pressure on Sally, but I always thought Sally was going to win that heat.
This running right for Bronte got her the lead, but this was the left that got the lead back for Sally Strider.
Yeah, you heard the horn right there, right at the end. How fun was it to watch this heat? You know, throwing blows back and forth, seeing who was going to come out on top. You know, everybody having scores at the end. Basically, Bronte was just about celebrating on the beach with her dad, Dave McCauley, and then Sally got it in the end.
That's right. Keeping with the world title talk, Courtney Conlock, 2 wins this year, number 3 in the world, very close to potentially take Jeep Yellow at this event. Looked so dynamic. Every time Lakey got a 7, Courtney answered with an 8.
I think Danger with a capital D. I mean, she's looking strong, she's looking sharp. You know, got a lot of confidence coming into the back part of this year. Portugal's next, she's won that before. I think she's looking for a win here, Joe. I think this is just really just a little tip of the iceberg of what we're about to see from Courtney Conlon.
Really cool to see that. I think for me, Strider, Courtney looked like she's an event favorite to win with the performance she threw down today.
You know, she did. We've seen her start out strong, and she just needs to continue those strengths. Lakey Peterson answered back with some amazing surfing of her own. She's been down here every day, nailing those reverses, so high percentage rate. And Courtney, I think she's found a great recipe, though. She came back from a great surf trip and yoga, and she looks tuned up.
Tell you what, though, Joe, you could see there was a bit of talking to going on right there from Luke Egan. She took her foot off the gas at the end. She kind of let Lakey have a bit of room to move, and Lakey dropped a big score at the end. So Courtney's got to clean that side of things up if she's going to go through and win this event.
That's right. Left it open. Lakey turned in an 8+ ride right at the tail end. And for a coach like Luke, he's going to be like, well, great job, but not in my point of view. Exactly. When you're going for a world title, that's why Luke's in Courtney's corner. Luke Egan's won this event in the past for the Goofy Footers way back when, and a guy that's been in the title race in the past. Well, a quick opening day. Just got round one. No eliminations yet, and potentially we could be getting going tomorrow as well. Remember, the Hurley Pro hasn't even got started yet, and all eyes pots are going to be on Jordy Smith, who's now #1 in the world.
Yeah, well, you know, he's in the best form he's been in my eyes anyway. He's injury-free. He's got some confidence going. He looked amazing out here this morning. So I think all eyes are on him. If he can hold it together, he's going to be hard to beat.
The guy that's won this event twice, but a guy right behind him, John Florence, who's been runner-up to Jordy in the past, Strider. That's going to be fun to watch.
You know what? It's anybody's game. I'm hoping, actually, for another person to win. I want 8 for 8. I want another surfer to win. I can't wait for this thing to play out.
What an epic day just to kick things off here for the Swatch Pro. Join us tomorrow morning at 7:30 local time here in San Clemente for the next call. See you then.